Here, and then this is how we do it. Here we go.
Aloha.
Shout out Pearl Harbor, by the way. Whoop, whoop. Hello and welcome. We are back from theballerlifestyle.com. Oh, sipping his tea. This is the Baller Lifestyle Podcast. My name is Brian Beckner. This is episode number 592. Recording a day early and during the night game Sunday night. We're doing a little extra for you guys today. So I've committed to Ed that we would do a tight 45. And I also want to do, I know I've committed to myself that I wanted to do a tight 45, and I'm including Ed in this. I'm gifting it as a gift to myself, a gift to Ed, and a gift to the audience. So look here. I've set a timer. We got 44 minutes and 17 seconds left to go. Ed, how are you, buddy?
Doing well. I meant to bring this up last week.
Oh, no, you're adding shit in. How are we going to get in this in 45 minutes? You got extra shit to talk about. Okay, go.
I have talked about how we've done so many stories about Brittany Mahomes, Jackson Mahomes, and it's
worst.
like,
yeah,
Patrick seems like okay, but the people around him suck.
Right.
In that opening game, it was the Friday night game in Brazil. He did the thing where the quarterback slows down and like heads out of bounds and nobody's allowed to hit him. And then he turned in and crushed a dude.
He did?
Yeah, but like the most unethical bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, because if you hit Patrick Mahomes, you might be kicked out of the league.
Yeah.
And he like tiptoed out of bounds and then leaned in and jacked some guy, like some random,
that should be a penalty.
Yeah. And like, he's a terrible dude. Of course he's a terrible dude because everyone in his life is terrible. So of course he'd be terrible too.
His dad, Pat Mahomes, former relief pitcher for the Braves.
70 going on 40, whatever he is.
Fancies a bit of grandpa's old cough syrup. Now, hold on a second. There was a game in Brazil?
It was, you know how like
Chiefs
they open on the Thursday night, then the Chiefs and somebody did Chargers on Friday night.
Shut up.
And what's his name? Herbert
Justin Herbert
just ripped the Chiefs to shreds that game.
He did. I thought the NFL couldn't play on Friday nights because of their antitrust exemption or something. That's part of their antitrust exemption. They can't have Friday night games.
Like in honor of local high school football, but
right.
like
Friday Night Lights
under Roger Goodell. They're unethical.
It's wide open.
Anyway,
yeah.
Patrick Mahomes just lost tonight, so they're 0-2, and he can go fuck himself.
Oh, they lost to the Eagles?
The Eagles, yeah.
Wow, amazing. Okay, let's talk about people who died. Hold on. I can set up the buttons. Look, this is the speed round. Oh, by the way, I did patreon.com/theballerlifestyle. Patreon.com/theballerlifestyle podcast did a bonus bri. So there's an extra episode up there for subscribers to the show where I talked about how it was possible that Hulk Hogan only I'm giving him too much. So that's why we could do a quick one this week. I talked about how it was possible that Hulk Hogan's entire estate was worth $5 million. And
did he get Colonel Tom Parker?
Yes, and Ed, $4 million of that was his likeness rights. So that's not even real money.
He got Colonel Taunt.
Yes, he got Jimmy who's the mouth of the South. Get Jimmy Hart. He got Jimmy Hearted.
Right.
Because that was his manager. I'm trying to make the analogy. So I talked about that on Bonus Bri. I did a little fitness discussion with Fan, the great Fan. We talked about electrolytes and triathlons and I don't know, shit like that. And so that's
our Gatorade, right? That's what
basically, yeah. Well, there's three electrolytes, right? There's magnesium, potassium, and sodium. Those are the three. So you try to fucking refill. The reason it came up, Ed, is because I said if I put electrolytes in my water, I take like half as many pisses. It's like
Really?
It's helps you
'Cause I'm
hold
pissing
onto more water.
all the time.
Yeah, put a packet of that of the try the sugar-free packets of like liquid IV or something, or they just have this like regular electrolytes that you can get at the grocery store, and you just put a scoop in there, and you don't piss as much. Like it's because you're more hydrated. I don't know. And, that's the thing. Like I talk about shit I don't know about. Anyway, that's on Bonus Pride. Patreon.com/the Baller Lifestyle Podcast. Check it out there. There's a new Bonus Bri up now.
Hello.
Hold on, not that button. Hold on. See, this is what I get when I'm in a hurry. And also when I'm not in a hurry.
Give me the night.
Give me the night. Oh my God, 39 minutes.
TikTok, Clarice.
Very sad.
And it will not be an update on who's alive. Let's get a tragic update.
Tragic update.
Cause Ed Daly has been keeping up on who just died. Cause we're
Yep.
about to hear from Ed on which celebrities are dead. So tell me
You know what is fun also that I just realized that I talked about on the Bonus Bri is my friend Anna is a nutritionist, dietitian, functional medicine practitioner, Ed, and
Okay.
she has this machine. It's really cool. You go and you stand on this turntable, and it shoots you with the laser, and you turn like this while the laser shoots you, and it gives
give you like body fat percentage.
all of it. It gives you body fat percentage, muscle mass, bone density, all your circumferences except for the circumference of my cock. And I was talking about on the thing how when it also gives you, it like shows you a picture of yourself and it's like in silhouette and it's you standing there in your underwear. And
But I don't know if I'd want that.
yeah, I'm all belly and no dick. So it's like you got to like stand right, like you got to like, get the shoulders going. But it would be fun. So the first time I did it with her, my body fat percentage was like 29%. And then the last time I did it with her it was 26%.
Making leaps and bounds.
In the interim, Ed, I have to quit drinking. So you know how some people are like, hey, I switched from beer to vodka, dropped 48 pounds in 3 weeks. And I'm not that guy. None of that. I dropped no pounds despite the fact that quitting all alcohol. So it'll be interesting to see what my number is. I'm going to have her measure it this weekend. And I would mailbag at theballlifestyle.com. Any guesses? People see me on Instagram. They see me on these videos. What's my body fat percentage going to be? Is it going to maintain at 26? That's what I'm going to say. It's still going to be 26.
What was the last time you did it?
It's been like a year.
Okay. You're going to drop over the course of a year if you stop drinking?
Let's hope. Yeah, I would think so, but it doesn't look like I have, so who knows? But I'll take your guesses. Mailbag at theballlifestyle.com. Ed, who died this week?
The biggest news story of the week.
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk got murked. He got shot through the neck at like Southern Utah State, it was like some Utah college.
Yeah. Yeah.
As it's been pointed out, like died doing what he loves, celebrating a school shooting.
Yes. It is. It's sad. Obviously, when anyone is killed by the Mossad like that, like that's not cool.
I'm going to say two things.
Yes.
One, no, you cannot justify gun violence.
Yes.
This is I'm not saying anything new, but it was pointed out, and I think it's true. The one person who would have been the first in line to point out and justify gun violence would have been Charlie Kirk.
He has said that.
He took when you're making an omelet, you got to break a few eggs.
He did.
With Second Amendment. He said it many times.
He did.
He
did say that. Yes.
Say that black people were better off in the 1940s. The guy trafficked in hate. He was a bad person.
Yes.
And I don't endorse any violence, but all the talk of Charlie Kirk, there's been no talk of any reasonable gun control. Like nobody's talked about that. we're just talking about who did it, and it seems like it's an incelish, Nazi who did it.
Not important. Yeah.
But like, it doesn't matter. But Charlie Kirk, like, his family is well provided for because he just trafficked in hate. That's what he did. And so, like, you're a bad dude. Yes. So like, he's not ever gonna get my sympathy. But like, I don't want anyone to die. But
sure,
fuck him.
It's very. I would. I'll just say that I don't want to see anybody die.
I don't want to see anyone die.
Yeah, I don't. I was not familiar with. I mean, I tangentially knew who this guy was. It is kind of ironic that the guy that said people are going to have to die via gun violence,
the cost of doing business
was killed that way. That's actually a definition of crime.
But yeah,
okay,
he made a lot of money.
Yes, who else died in?
R.I.P. Ricky Hatton, welterweight champion, 46 years old. He Kostizu was the guy he like beat.
Yes.
And then
he had some wars.
He was like they loved him like in Northwest England brawler. And then I think it was Pacquiao that turned the lights out on him. Well, he lost to both Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. But I think like the Pacquiao, like he got destroyed and like retired.
Yeah.
I did read. We don't know, but I did read. He talked about mental health and depression.
Yes.
So
yes, he was a boxer.
Right.
He was a boxer, and
he trafficked in CTE.
Yeah, he did. He was a boxer. He was a tough motherfucker. And there's levels to this, it's like in another time he might have been a world champion, but there were levels at that time, and Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao were on a different level. So he achieved great things. And shockingly, he was only 46 years old somehow. Very sad. All right.
Not close to the shock we're about to talk about.
Hopefully he wasn't a Man U guy, because Man U got rolled up this.
He was a Man City guy.
He didn't even live to see the Man City get the Derby championship today against Man U. Like, brutal.
He saw, the last few years, he saw a lot, but apparently he was supposed to be at the game today.
Oh man, I noticed also Man City. I have a friend who's a Man U person, and she's gotten me into Man U as well. And Manchester City has that big guy that we talked about, that
Erling Haaland.
The guy that imports porno chicks to have sex with. We talked about him. We discussed it here on the show. I think that he has sex with porno chicks that he like grew up being a fan of.
Did we talk about?
Maybe we didn't talk about it. It definitely was a story.
City guy. I remember during lockdown when like the UK was like super strict, and their right back Kyle Walker had like 3 sex workers that he got caught with as they were locked down. You're not supposed to see anyone. He's like
unlocked. Yeah, unlocked down. Who is that? It? Oh wait, who else died?
No. More shocking age wise. We lost Polly Holiday. Flo from Alice, or the mean old lady from Gremlins.
Yeah.
She was 88 in 2025.
Ed. So
Polly Holiday.
Was 88 in 2025. So she was like Gremlins, in her early 40s.
Gremlins.
Yeah.
That's what, 84? That's over 40 years ago.
Yeah. So late 40s in that.
She was 47 in that?
Yeah. And so then Alice was even earlier than that.
That was the 70s.
And in Alice, she was like a hot slut. She was like, but she was also kind of doing the, boy, we really got sold a bill of goods in the 80s, because there was also Vicki Lawrence who did the character Mama, who was just like an old Southern lady. And so she just put on a wig, and she's like, I'm old and I'm Southern. And it was like, and Flo kind of was doing the same act. Yeah, kiss my grits.
The one thing I would say,
she
came way before Vicki Lawrence's
Mama.
Yeah. But Also, I watched a lot of episodes. That was a terrible show. And when Flo would say "kiss my grits," at least you'd be like, "Yeah!" Like she was the best part. I mean, Linda Lavin. What was going on with her
depressing.
And Tommy? And it was all sad and
they
terrible.
were waitresses in Tucson at a truck stop. Mel's Diner.
Worst.
Whose idea was this? There was a time where these coked out producers were like, we need to give shows to Broadway singers. All Broadway singers need shows. So Linda Lavin, Broadway singer. Yeah, Nell Carter, Broadway singer. Who was the lady on the show with the kid with Down syndrome? Life Goes On. With she's still around.
Yeah, she won't go away.
Yes, there's it's at some point they were like, anybody that sings on Broadway, where Ed likes to go watch Rent, we got to see them on a show. And Linda Lavin got a show, and it's so depressing. Like, shows were so depressing back in the day. Archie Bunker, depressing. So many depressing shows. And Flo, I mean, the Kiss My Grits, I guess, was the best part, but there were no good parts, Ed. And I watched every episode.
Least bad, can we
call it? Fair. Okay, let's talk some sports.
My name is Brian. They call me the other guy. I host a podcast show. I'll give hetero life a try. If you see something on my hand, it makes you think I'm not a man. It's just my cool rings, you see. They're as sparkly as can be. Why don't Troy on DVD?
And what is going on in the world of sports this week? We have 28 minutes to go.
Family has raised Wander Franco detained, admitted to clinic. So he just can't stop fucking children? Is that like what?
Maybe he's sad that he can't be a baseball player anymore because he's a pedophile.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think we did a story when he was the star, like minor leaguer. I think he got robbed.
He did.
His car had like $200,000 worth of jewelry.
It was like 600 grand, and he had a
in like a motel parking lot or something.
He was playing like for the AAA or the A ball team. It might have been on like a rehab. I think he might have had been he was a wonderkind, whatever. And he had a Rolls Royce, and he was parked in like Pensacola or somewhere in a Days Inn, and somebody
and people are like,
safe.
Hey, what do you think is going on in that Rolls Royce in the Days Inn parking lot?
Doesn't seem like the smartest dude. I will say that.
No.
And look, good luck I mean, imagine he's going to be playing in the Korean League or something soon, right? Like he can't play in Major League.
Trevor Bauer is playing.
Yeah, Mexican ball. Yeah, one of those.
And he's getting tuned up.
Yeah, it's over for him. What else, Ed?
In the world of competitive eating, Joey Chestnut consumed 275 Impossible Nuggets at a Dodgers-Giants game. And my question to you is, is there an audience for this? No. If it's Dodgers-Giants, why do this other thing?
Because this is the kind of shit they do. This was at Oracle Park in San Francisco, where Joey Chestnut.
Not real stuff.
No, it's not real. This is Joey Chestnut. He's like at the Giants game. It's so fucking freezing there in the middle of the summer. They got to come up with shit for these guys to do because you're bundled up in the ballpark and you need some kind of entertainment. And this is what passes for entertainment in San Francisco is, hey, let's see Joey Chestnut eat 275 nuggets.
Have you had Impossible meat?
No.
I've never felt tempted.
No, disgusting. Like, why? There's real meat.
I'll either have meat or just if I don't need to eat meat, I just won't have meat.
Yeah. It's interesting that they want, like anybody wants something that approximates meat that's not meat. Like there's plenty of good, you could have a salad, you can have Indian food,
Pasta.
Pasta, like all those things are fine without meat. You can have stuff without meat, or I don't understand why you want pretend like lab grown fake meat. Disgusting. No, thank you. And fuck Joey
275?
Chestnut. Yeah,
fuck him with
It's
his ugly teeth.
275 nuggets in
many.
9 innings.
It's too many.
That's too many. That's like what's the win there? This is, and also he's got to deal with those impossible people, right? That's what got him kicked out of Coney Island.
Insufferable, I'm sure.
Yes. Yeah. There's a picture of him. Oh, it was like he just sat there with the camera on him during the game, just eating nuggets the entire time.
Disgusting. Former Packers quarterback Don Majkowski accused of choking a bartender. Brian.
Yeah.
Is it in the water in Green Bay?
It is.
Or like, is every quarterback there a piece of shit? He was the last guy that you're thinking, well, he was kind of cool.
Right. Yeah. He was the predecessor to
Favre.
Yeah. The Magic Man, and who would have thought that the Magic Man would find himself in a bar at this point? Like, what are the odds?
In Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Or Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
Yes. Surprising. Yeah.
Do you remember the name Greg Louganis?
Of course I do.
Olympic diver.
Hit his head on the platform.
Yeah.
This guy was fucking money for the. Have we won a gold medal since? Like,
probably not.
We were a fucking lock to win the gold medal when old Louganis was up there doing his, limp-wristed throwing style.
Busting his head open and still coming back.
Still, he's getting stitches in between. The guy's a fucking legend. We love Greg Louganis. Yep.
Those medals that he won, he sold them because he's cashed
for charity. He wanted to make a big donation because he's HIV positive, I think. Yeah.
The charity seems to be sex tourism in Panama. He's sold his possessions. He's starting a new life in Panama.
Yeah, this is every American's retirement plan, Ed. Like, this is what you do. You get as much as whatever little pittance you can get out of this life. Like people who are blessed enough to own a home, you own the home and then you retire, you sell the home, and then you go to a place with a fucking livable cost of living. So Panama is like number one. And free healthcare. Yes. So all you see people expatriating every single day. Even Greg Louganis, like
I haven't seen him in a while. I'm sure he's still gorgeous.
The man is beautiful. He's got that beautiful head of gray hair. Tan as shit.
I mean,
a couple less gold medals weighing him down.
I saw him in a Speedo. It was put together.
Yes.
It was put together.
Hogged up. I love Greg Louganis.
Finally, an update on Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
Apparently, he had a long and absurd list of demands for the Raptors in 2019. And little things are trickling out. Like, I think it was his Uncle Dennis that was making all the demands.
Yeah. Get me an Uncle Dennis.
And we've got a list of demands that are like crazy.
He wanted to own the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, give me the Maple Leafs. Totally normal thing. Oh yeah, cool. In Canada, we'll give you ownership in the thing that we care about, not basketball. It's our favorite thing here.
Yeah, well, he wanted to. I think he was like, "Oh, give me a piece of the team," but that's illegal. You can't. That violates league rules, which is
give me the Maple Leafs then.
Yeah, give me the Maple Leafs, and like all the stuff he asked for. Let's see what else is on this list. Multiple sources with knowledge of Toronto's contract negotiations with Leonard in 2019 told the Star that Leonard's uncle and representative Dennis Robertson made demands that line up almost perfectly with what Leonard reportedly got from Aspiration. That's the fake company that Steve Ballmer started to pay him under the table. According to those sources who were granted anonymity in order to speak freely about the negotiations, Robertson's list was long and absurd. It included a trade for Paul George, which featured an exorbitant price tag. It included a slice of ownership of the Toronto Maple Leafs, which Robertson was told was impossible. Well, he's like, give me the Maple Leafs, and then they're like, no, and then he's like, okay, give me something else. Give me something else worth the amount that I would get as owner of the Maple Leafs. And apparently the Toronto was like, can't do it. And then the Clippers were like, we'll do it. It's hard to remember like what a prize Kawhi Leonard was at the time. He had just delivered an NBA championship.
He won an NBA champion. Like
Yes.
he was the reason. Like Kyle Lowry, good player.
Good player.
You know,
yeah.
but like it was Kawhi out of nowhere, just delivered a championship. So
Yes.
everyone was, and he had done it like the end of the Tim Duncan era.
Yes.
Tim Duncan obviously was still good, but Kawhi had already delivered a championship. So you're like, we need this fucking guy.
Yeah, he had proven that he could do it basically by himself. So they're like,
difficult. He was difficult.
He's a little difficult.
Okay, are you injured or not? And then you just take like 3 months off, and you're like, what's with this guy?
He's like, I'll play.
Still the same case, like 6 years later.
Totally, yeah. He's like, I'll play like every 6 weeks. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Okay, let's do. Okay, we got a bunch of voicemails.
We should do. At least we should do some emails.
Let's do the email. Okay, there's emails. We'll skip the voicemails this week because we only have what? Oh my God, 19 minutes left. But let's do some emails.
He's so easy to hate. Your time he likes to waste. His calls are far from great. His calls are far from great.
I got like 4 hours
such a
sleep
stupid
last night.
fuck.
Oh, really?
I'm fucking tired.
He seems down on his luck.
Is it the toe?
His voicemails really
No,
suck.
those on the mend.
His voicemails really suck. No one's enjoying him. He's so
As we're recording, Ed, ask me how many NFL football games I've watched this year.
How
You
many?
know the answer. You know the answer is 0. And ask me, I know right now the night game is going on. Ask me who's playing in the night game tonight.
Who?
I have no idea. Who is it, Ed?
I think it's the Falcons and Vikings, but I'm not sure.
So boring. But I did on the Patreon, I did give my dear friend Darwin the OC, who I believe is a Patreon subscriber. He asked me to give him some picks for his survivor pool, and I gave him a whole bunch of picks. Patreon.com/The Baller Lifestyle Podcast. You can hear him there. Okay.
My commies got boat raced on Thursday night by the Packers.
Yeah,
so.
but the Packers might be the class of the league, and they were
might be.
And they were going on the road. So I wouldn't that's not indicative of how the season's going to go. Look at me talking about sports. I didn't even watch any sports.
With a thoughtful take, no less.
Yeah, I watched Man City. Got boat race this morning. Yeah. Okay, here's a couple of emails. Hello, gentlemen. Longtime listener, first-time emailer, bowling correspondent Ben 906, good guy, is currently host of the Baller Lifestyle Podcast after show every Friday night on YouTube. Bowling correspondent Ben 906 is currently trying to bike 300 miles this month. I was wondering how many miles does Ed average per month, and if Ed shields his eyes from the naked feet anytime he rides near the beach. Keep up the great work. That is from all texting and no tweeting. Ed, what does your little computer or your phone tell you? How many miles are you going to ride this month?
I did 300 last week. I don't know per month, but
300 in a week?
Well, I'm a fucking beast.
Riding around the island of Manhattan?
Yeah, I did 3 long rides, and my like average day is 25. So
that's a good day.
The long rides are between 65 and 80. So I think I did about 300 last week.
65 and 80 miles.
Yeah.
That takes like 3-4 hours.
Yeah, it's a long time. But, But what I would say is New York City is not near the beach. It's near the Hudson River, but there's not like a beach.
No.
It's not a beachy area where I ride. So
you don't, but you do see people in their flip-flops walking around, Ed, right?
Sometimes. And I avoid
looking away.
Look down. Yeah.
Yes, of course.
I fucking hate toes.
That's a lot of miles. How's your sack, Ed? How is your prostate going? You're smashing that prostate every single day.
Never better. Never better.
You got the padded undershorts though, right? You got something to pad your sack.
I don't even wear underwear. I just fucking go.
You're just raw dogging it out there with your
raw
sack
dogging and a pair of like mesh shorts. I'm
savage.
fine.
What a savage. Next email. I heard that Ed's favorite coach is 55 years old. Please discuss. That's from Tom Kelly. I assume that's a friend of Ed Daly. That's some inside baseball going on that I don't understand.
Who's my favorite? Tom Kelly, the old Twins manager who looked like he was 70.
No, he was like in his 40s when they won the World Series in 1987. No, I don't know. That's who sent it. Tom Kelly's the emailer. Who's Ed's favorite
the old
coach?
Twins coach? He's the email.
Possibly.
I have no idea who my favorite coach is.
Me either. I don't get it. I've heard that Ed's favorite coach is 55 years old. Please discuss. I don't get it, Tom Kelly. You gotta give us some more context. Here's another one. Finally got a chance to return to #Team Current.
What, these all about me?
Lots of hot shower routine talk, but I did notice that Ed stayed conspicuously silent on the subject of strategic Dick Suds reserves. I don't know if he's saying, because that is where I keep my suds. We talked about it here. If I need more suds, I go right down to the balls area. And I don't know if he's saying, why didn't you question that? Or why don't you also admit that you keep
I don't keep reserves. I don't keep reserves of suds there. I wash and then I'm done. Sometimes I just go along with things. Yes. But I don't have a pocket of reserve suds anywhere.
Look, I'm not offering that as a life hack. I just notice I soap up and I soap around the cock, and then I'm like washing the legs and stuff, and I go, I need some more soap. I could just go right back to the dick well, and there's all sorts of soapy goodness around there I could get the armpits, whatever. I got it all. It's a nice look. Try it. That's all I'll say.
As long as you're clean, fine. But
yeah. What do you think? I'm dirty in the soap? Yeah.
You're keeping. What are you doing with the
soap?
You're not rinsing. You're not rinsing.
I rinse when I'm fully lathered. I get a nice lather going. I'm fully lathered, and then I give it a rinse.
You're keeping pockets.
It's just around there. It's just right here. It just seems to gather in that area. It's nice. It's nice to have.
Okay.
Anyway, I'll preface this next part on it being based on my wife's medical training, not my firsthand experience.
So it's definitely his firsthand experience, right?
Yes, one can get herpes on the balls or any other part of the body. Related. The offer still stands for my wife to answer any additional medical questions you all may have.
Oh, let's do this.
Yeah,
we should have
make a list,
write-ins, and we have a full 20-minute discussion.
Yeah. Well, we'll call her. We have her as a guest. When we have her answer, we can just do this once in a while. We can hold on to some medical questions, and then we'll find a time when Ryan Azonka Cruz's wife is available.
That would be amazing.
Never heard of what we did. She probably doesn't know what the fuck this is, and we'll be like,
we're just peppering her with questions.
Yes. Hi, Dr. Azonka Cruz. Listen, herpes on the balls. Yes. Related, the offer still stands for my wife to answer any initial medical questions you all may have. However, there is one important medical question of mine that has so far eluded answer. How much liquid would one have to drink so that you would constantly be peeing, assuming it's appropriately fortified to avoid ending up like that sad Sacramento mom who tried to get her kid a Nintendo Wii?
Oh, she died, right?
Yeah, she died.
She dry drowning thing?
Yes. Brian's favorite listener, Ryan Azonka Cruz. P.S. What is this nonsense about the show ending at the end of the year? It's not funny. It might happen. Okay, that's it. Let's just blast through. Let's keep it going, and we will talk about non-sports. Oh my God, Ed. 11 minutes.
We got this.
Non-sports. I'm talking about the segment now. Non-sports.
Okay, Ed, what's going on in things that are not sports this week?
Okay. A 34-year-old blind man can now see after having his tooth implanted in his eye in a science fiction-y surgery.
Stop it.
What? So the doctor's like, so I read he had some sort of sickness when he was like 13 and went blind.
Yeah. Oh, he jerked off too much.
Yeah,
That's what it is. He jerked off too much when he was 13 and he went blind.
Yeah, what's Gene Simmons' wife? It was probably around then.
Oh, Shannon Tweed.
She probably got a little too Shannon Tweeded.
Oh yeah, she was doing blind. The Skinamax pornos with those big old implants.
He's 34. That means when he was jerking off, it was the mid 2000s. But
so that was it was probably Maxim Magazine. He was probably cranking it. He was probably cranking it to old Maxim Magazine.
I think Maxim Magazine was cooked by 05. He was probably like Paris Hilton
Mia Khalifa jerked off to.
Mia Khalifa,
yes.
But well, what's the doctor? I mean, like, I got a fix. We're gonna take that tooth and we're gonna put it right into your fucking eye, and it's all gonna work. And then it worked. It makes me think these doctors are up to some shit.
Yeah, it's all the nick. They're just trying shit.
Right.
They're like, what if I jammed your fucking tooth in your eye? This is look.
And then it worked? What?
Look, I'm not saying that Joseph Mengele pioneered this process, but he was trying to change eye color.
He was doing some stuff. And same with the guy who was doing the Japanese torture.
Yeah.
None of these guys, like the Americans and Soviets, were tripping over their dicks to find out what they learned.
Yes, I know they were.
They loved finding. They would loved what they were learning. From
so they could use people. It. Yeah. Tooth and eyes. Okay. Brent Chapman. Oh, like that's a name.
He's got to be British. He's got to be British.
Can see again after doctors pulled out one of his teeth, flattened it, drilled a hole in it, placed a lens inside, and implanted the tooth in one of his eyes. Oh, that's probably so you won't reject it, Ed.
What? Why wouldn't you reject a tooth going into your eye?
Because it's from your body. It's from.
Hello, love.
It's a part of you.
Excuse me, love. I don't do a bit of brushing, but maybe we could put it in my eye.
It's my bicuspid, isn't it? It seems bizarre, but the complex operation, informally known as tooth and eye surgery, get a better name. Tooth and eye surgery.
Excuse me, but can I have a tooth with that, love?
A packet of crisps.
I failed you, Master Bruce. I failed you.
Oh, that's a pretty good Michael Caine. Can help restore vision in his patients with the most severe forms of corneal blindness. It kind of sounded a little science fiction-y. I was like, who thought of this? This is so crazy. Chapman, 34, who lives in North Vancouver, British Columbia, tells today about his first. Oh, Matty LeBron and I, he hates when I use his government name. Matty LeBron and I were talking about, because I've been following Mystery from the game, the world's greatest pickup artist. He's still out there.
That's the guy who like treats women like shit, so they'll like him. Right?
Yes, he's like, go up to a girl and then like start hitting on her fat friend, and be like, hey, who's stupid over here? Why is she wearing those dumb clothes? And then, boom, you're getting laid by her. I sent him a thing. Is Mystery the greatest living Canadian besides Wayne Gretzky? And he's like, you guys should do a best Canadians bracket.
Would love to do that.
That's a pretty good idea. We'll put that on the list. Best
Eugene
Canadians.
Levy, John Candy. There's so many good
ones. Living and dead. Yes. Okay. Rogan. Yeah. Anyway. Yes. The thing in the eye. I don't know.
Joe.
Weird. Yes. Of course. What else, Ed?
A cruise passenger, I believe this was Puerto Rico, allegedly jumped off the ship to avoid a $16,000 gambling debt.
Foolproof. What's like? How are you going to get caught from that?
Ahoy!
I'm in the water. Yeah. You want to get $16,000 for me? Can I pay you with wet bills? I'm in
international waters now. There's no debts.
So wait, did he gamble? See, look, okay, we're gonna go over here.
So the original story,
we have 5 minutes and 48 seconds left.
He didn't want to like exchange currency. No. But then the details came out. It's like, yeah, he owed 16 grand.
Because you can gamble because you're in international water. So as fucking soon as they hit like 7 miles offshore, I think is a requirement. They're like, they open up the tables and everybody's fucking everything's gambling, and everybody's gambling over everything. A man who jumped off a Royal Caribbean cruise ship near the port of San Juan over the weekend, allegedly to avoid paying off more than $16,000 in gambling debt to the cruise line, has been charged with a federal crime. Jay Gonzalez Diaz embarked on the Rhapsody of the Seas at the port of San Juan on August 31st. According to a criminal plan, the cruise ship returned to Barbados. Oh, Ed. Could you imagine what the fucking port of Barbados is like? I mean, there's got to be some wild shit going on down there. I bet you could buy
some good sprinters from down there.
Oh yeah, they do. Of course they do. But I bet you could buy like live goats and shit, like no problem. When Gonzalez,
live people.
Or people, that too. When Gonzalez Diaz jumped into the water as the ship disembarked around 9:15 local time.
Come on, buddy.
Where's
the first name?
He had to get. No, his first name's Jay.
Oh,
his two last names are Gonzalez Diaz.
Oh, I thought his name was Gonzalez Diaz.
And he had to get rescued by jet skis. Like he's jumped in the water, and a couple of dudes with mullets are like,
that's the best. That's the best scenario possible. You're getting rescued by jet skis. Like,
pretty fun.
All right, let's do this.
Not only do I not have to pay my $16,000 gambling debt, I'm on a jet ski. Like, what could be better than this?
I'm an extra in a Miami Vice episode. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, what else, Ed?
9-year-old is taking college classes to become a pediatric neurosurgeon. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I guess some bad news and some good news.
Yeah.
The bad news is your young child has brain cancer. The good news is a kid who watches Bluey is going to perform the surgery to hopefully save his life.
I'll take an adult. Is there an adult neurosurgeon anywhere around? Like
the
I've
whole
seen the
premise
9-year-old
that showed Doogie Howser was like the people are like, I'm not going to let this fucking 13-year-old deliver my baby. And they're like, this fucking asshole. This person doesn't know the way it's like, no children doing any surgery.
No.
Pediatric neurosurgeon, that is delicate shit with little brains.
Yeah.
Who are
these parents that are like, let the kid be a kid?
Yeah. It would be cool if he's just the valedictorian.
Yeah,
not
it's fine.
Performing surgery.
What? Yeah. I went to my daughter's high school graduation. First of all, the name reading, Ed, so many. Just like, let's just assume they all graduated. Just, it's fine.
Raise your hand if you're a kid graduating. All right,
hours of name reading. And look, I'm a B. We're B names in this family, so we're usually pretty early in the alphabet.
So then you can just check out.
Yeah, you can leave. They don't do it alphabetically, Ed. They do it in fucking random order.
What?
Yeah. So it's all different names. And then you don't even know when your person's coming.
My son will be graduating in June. I assumed at least I could check out after the D's.
Nope. You can't. You got it.
They're
going to do it random. They do it in random order. But the fucking valedictorian was up there giving the speech. And he's like, yeah, so to all my fellow graduates, we did for all that homework that none of us wanted to do. And I'm like, you motherfucker, you have like a 4.93 GPA and you're going
you did
to
all of
Stanford.
It willingly.
Yeah,
and
you're the fucking asshole
nerd.
that
you're the problem.
Excuse me, teacher, you forgot to give out the homework. Don't be that. Don't try to
You're the problem.
Yes.
You're the problem.
Yeah, you're trying to commiserate with the actual kids like mine that fucking who's been on this show. We've discussed her issues with geometry. Barely made it, but by the skin of her teeth made it through. Don't act like you're the same as her.
This is the man trying to like pretend he's one of the proletarians.
Yeah. Hello, fellow kids.
Likes to cast aspersions on.
Absolutely.
Okay, blast from the past.
Oh my God! 1 minute. Yep.
From our age group, we remember the Iran-Contra scandal.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is insane.
At the head of it was Oliver North.
Yeah. General.
And his secretary was shredding papers
to
cover up Reagan's crimes and George H.W. Bush's crimes.
Yep.
Well, Ollie North just married Fawn Hall, his document shredding secretary.
Yep. Insane.
Like 40 years later. what? My question to you: I've not read anything but the headlines.
Yeah.
I think she was attractive.
Yeah. Just I'm reading right here that Rob Lowe
I
got a piece of that.
I assume they were fucking in 1985,
Of course
86.
they do. Yep. Of course they
But
do.
like, do you think they took a break, or were they just on and off fucking for 40 years? And they're like, why would you get married now?
Well, I'll tell you why. Because from 1990. Oh, the timer went off. Okay, well, we're wrapping up. I will tell you this, that from 1993 to 2005, she was married to Danny Sugarman, who I believe was the manager of the Doors.
Oh, I thought wasn't there a Finding Sugarman?
Searching for Sugarman? That's a song, though. That's not a guy's name. It's not
okay.
Searching for Danny Sugarman, former manager of the Doors and husband to Fawn Hall. It looks like he died in 2005. So
he was cucked for all this time.
He was cucked by Ollie North this whole time.
Ollie North.
That is crazy.
Can you shred my documents?
Yeah. Now, did she do a Playboy? She looks like she was hot. She was 80s hot.
Like super attractive 80s.
She had the big hair. Let me just throw down a Fawn Hall NSFW and see if she did a Playboy.
I'm going to take a kind of a unconventional approach. I would say Ollie North, while he had that really douchey military 80s style.
Yeah. Oh, he was hot.
Good looking dude. Those are good looking people.
Yeah.
They were definitely fucking.
Oh, they were definitely fucking. Yeah, Fawn Hall, she was hot. She did end up doing, I'm pretty sure, she did end up doing a nude pictorial, although I could be wrong. I don't know. But look, she was hot. She had that big 80s hair teased up. And and Oliver North, he was a silver fox. You know, he had the gray hair. He was a fucking military man. Got the uniform.
Why get married in
2025?
What are you doing?
Insane. No, that's actually crazy.
Just cohabitat. Like what?
Yeah.
You're getting married? What are they? 85? What is Ollie North?
She's born 1959, which makes her 66. So she's still out there. So so in the 80s, she must have been like 25 years old when this was going on.
She was a piece.
She was a piece.
But Ollie North, when was he born? Let's see.
Okay, let's look this up. And also, what happened to his wife? We assume he had one. That could have been the problem.
He's 81 now.
Yeah, that's too old.
He's a good-looking 81-year-old.
Handsome.
He's handsome.
Yeah.
But he has needs still.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he needs to be drained. But he's
why
like,
does he need to get married?
Remember? Yeah, remember when you were shredding my documents and this?
I need you to shred this.
Let's put something back in the shredding machine again. I need you to shred it like you did back in the day.
We're gonna turn back
Danny
the clock.
Sugarman's dead. Yeah, Danny Sugarman's been dead for 20 years.
Oh, I'm gonna be searching for Sugarman. I'm gonna be searching for where Sugarman planted his flag.
Okay, Ed, we did it. Let's wrap it up there. We did a quick one this week.
Let's do it.
Shout out to my friend Brad, who I gave him all the picks in the patreon.com/the Baller Lifestyle Podcast. And also shout out to him for one time during the worst time of my life where we did a very short episode, him going, "Hey, what was your car parked in the meter or something?" Hey, I was going through a tough time. We still had to get an episode out for the people. Today I'm not going through a tough time. It's Sunday night. I got to watch some football. For Ed Daly, my name is Brian Beckner. This has been episode number 592 of the Baller Lifestyle Podcast. We will see you next week.
Goodbye.
Culture and whatever. Plus Daly's choice and taking a peek while you're over at the urinal.